I mean, this guy will throw away $10-20 million a year. It's not about the money.
Yeah.
Bro, if AEW was about the money, they'd be in a really, really bad place right
For
now.
sure. To be honest with you, Vince, I can't disagree with that decision. You know what I mean? Like if it's
Yeah,
as far
right,
as
right.
as far as it's business is business. Now, you know, if there was one last hurrah for Triple H to say, okay, well, let me get one more year to try to, or 6 months to try to boost these ratings up. But because the trajectory is going down altogether for, you know, consumerism when it comes to the WWE product anyways, right? And viewership when it comes to the WWE product anyways, NXT unfortunately is, you know, a recipient of that downward trajectory. You know what I mean? And so as much as NXT is trying to create that alternative product for the marks, it actually makes from a con standpoint, it actually makes the product as a whole look bad because the marks are staying with NXT, but we only have 700,000 marks. You know what I mean? And that's what makes it look so bad.
Here's all the guy that Nick Khan has to look at. This is all that he has to look at. Chris, let's please be honest. The reason I don't watch NXT is because I saw Everyday Joes. Every time I tried it out, that's what I saw. So, bro, let's look at NXT. The payroll's $15 million for a lot of people that look average. You can't find $5 million worth of average looking talent and do 700,000. Of course you could. Of course you could, bro. This move is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But you know, like I said, bro, was this a move Vince McMahon would have made without that buffer, Nick? Probably not.
True.
But now Nick Khan making all these business decisions, financially sound. Well, you know, Hunter. I mean, come on, look at the numbers here. You know.
Yeah, I mean, again, as much as you want to keep certain people and you want to keep, you know, the life of the NXT rolling. I mean, you have to think of it from a business standpoint. You can't knock them for that, you know, from a business decision. You know, again, what is it about NXT from a business standpoint that is bringing money to the company? You know what I mean? And it's hemorrhaging money because they don't, I mean, there's no surplus. There's no revenue being built from the NXT.
And bro, at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you who I blame for this. I'm going to be honest with you. I blame, you know, I think at the end of the day, Triple H has to look long and hard in the mirror because at the end of the day, it's clear the type of athlete Vince McMahon is looking for. It is clear. But in order to get over with the internet, this guy was bringing in guys that would never, ever be over with Vince McMahon. He has to know that. I think his philosophy of the talent he was bringing in and the reasons why, I think that finally came back to bite him in the backside. Come on, bro. Listen, people. I know people love Finn Balor. But I also know Vince McMahon is going to look at a Finn Balor and not get it and not ever get it. Yeah. Triple H knows Vince McMahon better than anybody, bro. Yeah. Like, come on, man. What do you think was going to happen?
That's true. Same thing with like a Ricochet, you know what I mean? Who's like uber talented. I mean, what the heck, man? He's super talented, dude. But he's just one of those people that he won the North American Championship in NXT, but at the same time, I mean, you know, even had a U.S. title deal. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know what I mean? It's not somebody that this man's going to look at and be like, oh yeah, like this fits my mode for sure. This is the guy who I want to, you know, to ascend the business, you know, from now until beyond. And so, yeah, I agree with you, man. So here's the thing with NXT. what I get from NXT, Vince, is
And
that
I want to add one more thing.
yeah, sure.
And I hate to interrupt you, but I'm old and I forget.
You're good.
That's why I say all the time, bro. I say this all the time. It is going to be a very, very interesting day when Vince McMahon passes away and that will is read. Because everybody thinks the Triple H and Stephanie is a lock. Bro, let me tell you something about Vince McMahon. He always gets the last laugh. And by looking at this situation and the way this has gone down, to just hand the keys over, bro, I don't think that's going to happen.
Wow.
Okay, ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good, man. I was one thing I was thinking about before we wrap it up is that if you think of the origin of NXT, you start, the original NXT was just like playing the games. You have the rookies and the pros, and then, at the end of all these obstacle courses and things like that, promo classes, live promo classes, you picked one person or two people that has a contract for the company, you know what I mean? And then eventually it became its own thing that would keep a lot of the people because they kind of drew some type of interest. And it just really seemed like Triple H saw that and saw the talent and really wanted to make something from it. And there for a while, he made something from it because if you think of it, there's a lot of people that didn't work, but at the same time, Roman Reigns is a homegrown WWE talent, started from NXT. Big E, essentially is a homegrown WWE talent, started in NXT, and now he's Money in the Bank winner. Seth Rollins has an NXT run, but a lot of people knew him from ROH, from Ring of Honor. And so, you had a few people that came out of the NXT, but it definitely didn't balance out with all the unfortunate people that didn't work from the NXT. And then overall, the past 10 years, if you think of the numbers, it hasn't really soared as far as interest, as much as they wanted it to be. I mean, I think recently it had like 750,000 viewers. And before that, it had a little under 600,000, the week before. And so it's not really giving them the numbers from a business standpoint, that they want to see. And interestingly enough, Vince, before they did this whole NXT thing, first of all, you didn't have to worry about a lot of big payroll because the payroll that during the competition, they were getting pennies on a dollar per, essentially. But at the same time, they had to put the kibosh on ECW. Because people liked, there was an alternative product, but Vince cut it off because they were spending so much payroll. Because I think Matt Hardy was there at the time, Regal was there at the time, Ezekiel Jackson, Christian, Dreamer. You still have some bigger names, but at the same time, there were so many people that ECW isn't making as money, so we had to wipe this whole thing out for the new NXT product. It's NXT now. It's starting to feel like ECW then when it comes to business.
Because here's why, Chris. And this goes for AEW as well. You mentioned ECW, AEW, NXT. Bro, those niche audiences are not going to draw the masses.
That's true.
The ratings and the money are in the masses. Yeah. That's why, bro, we love EC Dub. We love This Is Awesome. Okay, bro, that's great. That is a niche audience, bro. A niche audience is not going to bring you numbers. That was, again, bro, I wasn't a genius during the Attitude Era. I knew, okay, bro, what's our rating? When we hit rock bottom, what's our rating? 2.5 million. Okay, bro, that's the audience. They ain't going anywhere. As long as you put wrestling on the marquee, you've got 2.5 million people in the bank.
Yeah.
How do we double that? How are we gonna bro? That's why it became so successful. We went after that mainstream crowd.
Yeah. That's how you draw the money.
That's it. And bro, and listen, here's the difference with AEW. The same exact thing is happening with AEW, but the difference is, bro, you have a billionaire. It's not about the money.
Correct.
I mean, this guy will throw away $10-20 million a year. It's not about the money. Yeah. Bro, if AEW was about the money, they'd be in a really, really bad place right now.
Sure. Yeah. But
they're not about the money.
Shad's net worth is, I think, $8 billion now, and Tony's like $7 billion now. And so it's like, I mean, look, you said something so good that stuck with me. Live action figures for Tony. You know, I mean, his net worth $7 billion. For the sake of live action figures, if I blow 500 million a year, so you know, I mean, I get to play with my action figures live on television. I don't care. I
mean, bro, the guy said early on. Here's what he said early on, bro. He says we are invested. We are willing to lose $20 million a year for the first 5 years. After we lose $100 million by year 6, we'll be making money. Bro, if Dixie Carter lost $20 million the first year, that company was done. I mean, that company was done. $100 million you're willing to invest? Okay, and you know what? That's great. But have they shown us that they are increasing that audience? Chris, they came out of the gate with a 1.4 million. Yep. They still have not reached that yet.
That was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I think that's a really good point. And again, it's that niche market, you know what I mean? And just looking at AEW's ratings, 1.1, 1.1, 1.14. I mean, it just 649,000 June, you know what I mean? So they're back to the millions of the past month or so. But again, these numbers aren't reflecting, just there's no upward trajectory. I mean, there's compared to how they looked like 2 years ago, there's not a difference.